Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma, in case you didn't know me. Happy New Year, everyone. It is finally 2026. It's gonna be a great year for everyone. I'm manifesting it. Today we're doing a little bit of library haul. I finished my library books, so I'm gonna go in and get some new ones. And I'm also gonna show everything I read in December whenever I get back home, but it'll be just like a really short recap of it because I think I already went at length of reviews for everything that I read that month. However, I didn't film last week because I had no new pickups. I had 0 pickups for New Comic Book Day, so I was like, let me not buy anything and just have like a spend free day. And that's why I'm gonna do 2 videos this week, because this Wednesday I have an insane amount of pickups, which is bad for my wallet, but we did have that break last week. Anyways, let me show you guys what I read from the library. They were pretty good reads, except for, I'll just show you. I got Nightwing Rebirth, and I was expecting a lot more from it, and it kind of let me down a lot. It didn't kind of, like, it just let me down. I had hyped it up too much in my mind, I think. I guess I'll go over Batgirl first because this is like one of my favorite reads of 2025, honestly. Batgirl, this is by Brian Q. Miller. There are only 2 volumes of this. It was cut short because of New 52, which was so upsetting because this deserved a longer run. This was such a phenomenal read. And it's also really good for Batfam stuff. So like, if you don't know who Stephanie Brown is and you really love Bat Family stuff, I honestly recommend this to you. Damian Wayne in this story, he has some very good moments with Steph in this, and I loved it for that reason because I mean, I love Damian Wayne so much. What is the story about though? Stephanie Brown coming into the role as Batgirl, because in the story, Bruce Wayne is dead in this era. So Dick Grayson is Batman right now. Damian Wayne is Robin, and then Red Robin is Tim Drake. He's trying to find Bruce Wayne, all that type of deal. I love Tim Drake as Red Robin, by the way. I really hope they have some Red Robin stuff here. That's a complete side note, but Cassandra Cain is the Batgirl at the time. She literally drops the suit on the ground and is like, I'm done, Bruce is gone, I'm gonna do my own thing now. So Stephanie's like, let me pick up the suit, put it on without washing it, let me go be Batgirl. And that's really the main gist of it. Everyone is like, Stephanie, you cannot be Batgirl. And it's so funny to me because I love whenever the main protagonist, like, everyone is at odds with them and like no one wants them to be there, and it's so funny to me. And Steph offers a lot of good humor and like is a very unique personality for the Bat family, so I really do enjoy her in this. So yeah, Steph is super funny. Like, she's such a funny character to read. Brian Q. Miller really captures her personality in this very well, and I love her as Batgirl. Her Batsuit in the first place is also amazing. I thought it was so funny though, like, she tears Cassandra's suit to shreds. She puts it on without washing it, and Barbara literally asks her about it at one point, and she's like, hey, did you wash the suit? And Steph's like, mm-mm. And it's just, I love the way her mind works so much. One of my other favorite characters in this, obviously I mentioned Damian in the beginning. I mean, I love seeing Damian grow up from being this little kid who's just bratty and everyone wants to fight him, into like the person he is today. But Barbara Gordon in this story, her as Oracle, I miss it so bad. Whenever she is Oracle in this story, it is just so phenomenal. I don't know why New 52 decided to like put her back as Batgirl. I think that's progressive on her character. I love her as Oracle in this. I also, there's like a big glare on me and I did not realize that. And whoa, that's a lot of sun. That's a lot of sun. Maybe if I put this up. Fixed it. Okay. But Barbara as a mentor, I love it. And she's not only a mentor to Steph in this, she's also a mentor to Wendy, who is another person who was paralyzed after a big fight. Let me find a picture of her. Oh, there's Damian and Steph. Tim Drake and the Red Robin suit. Love it. Oh, there she is. Yeah, these moments that Barbara has with Wendy, whenever she's like, just because you are in the wheelchair now, just because you're paralyzed does not mean you are losing everything in the world. Like, you can still be a superhero, you can still be strong. And the fact that like Barbara throughout the story, even though she's in the wheelchair, like, she can still fight. Like, she is like not a damsel in distress, and she is so strong as Oracle, and she really just tries to help Wendy get through this too. And I don't know why they took being Oracle away from Barbara. I know like technically she's still kind of Oracle, but I mean, like, she just shouldn't, they should have never done this whole like her being Batgirl again arc. It's just not necessary, especially whenever you have the characters like Steph and Cass in these stories that are so good as Batgirl. Like, you just didn't need that. Cass is still my favorite Batgirl though. Other things I really like, Dustin Nguyen's artwork in the 2nd volume. It's just so beautiful. I love anytime he does like the watercolor coloring. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but he does the front cover too. It looks like almost like a mosaic thing. But Dustin Nguyen is such a phenomenal artist. Lee Garbett did the 1st volume, and was it Perry Perez did the 2nd volume, most of the art. Oh, there's more Dustin Nguyen art. It just looks so good. I absolutely love the art. All the artists were amazing. Even the guest artists, because there are a lot of guest artists throughout this run. Amazing. Artwork is beautiful. Here's some of the cartoony stuff that Dustin Nguyen does. I love it. But this is just amazing. Like, Steph is such a different Batgirl than everyone else, and she really makes this her own, takes the mantle and she changes it, and it really fits her so well. Even the redesign of the suit she did, I love this so much. Like, I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 on Comic Geeks, but honestly, this is, now that I think about it, I think the entire run's a 5 out of 5. But I feel like I give 5 out of 5s out too often. I wish it had like a heart option like Letterboxd does, because I give this a 4.5 out of 5 and a really big heart because I love it so much. But my letdown, Nightwing Rebirth, I read this a long time ago in middle school, like the first volume, and I remember really liking it, so I was so excited. I was like, oh, I love this back then, but obviously my tastes have changed. And after reading a bunch of other Nightwing runs, like if you have read the Dan Watters run, if you have read the Chuck Dixon run, I know I hate Chuck Dixon, but like his Nightwing run, oh my gosh, like the first couple volumes of it is like miles and miles and miles ahead of this Rebirth run. I feel Nightwing's characterization in this, he is just, it's so bizarre. Like the entire story just reads so bizarre to me, and I just really recommend like other Nightwing runs. Like it's just, I hate when people say the word mid, but like this is just a mid run in my opinion. The artwork is good though. I really like the artwork. Javier Fernandez, Marcus too. Oh wait, that was the one thing I forgot. The coloring in the story, there's this one part, they look so pale. They look so pale and pasty, and I'm like, what happened? I've never, it looks like the camera exposure is up too high. Like that's how pale they are. And like Nightwing has brown hair in that situation too, and I'm like, that man never has brown hair, it's black hair. But, and that's very insignificant, but like I don't know, the coloring just threw me off so bad. Like they were so pale right there. But yeah, the artwork was fine. I enjoyed the artwork. It was just, everything had so much potential to be great, but it didn't. Especially they bring back villains from other runs. Like they have the Court of Owls, they have Blockbuster, the whole Blockbuster thing though. Like if you have read Chuck Dixon's Blockbuster stuff and you compare it to this, you're like, what was even happening in this situation? So this had a lot of potential to be great. It just missed the mark a lot. I don't know, maybe in the last couple parts of it, he can wrap it up. I think my biggest problem with this was unfortunately the romantic part of it. It was the most forced thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Like Nightwing doesn't need to be dating anyone, especially in the story. Like they started off really well. Him and Batgirl like break up in the beginning of the story. Well, not like break up, they're already broken up, but they were thinking like, oh, should we date again? And they're like, no, let's be ourselves, let's go on it about our own. And I was like, oh, this is like perfect for Nightwing to like finally be alone, move the plot forward without having a love interest being the plot point mover for him. And I was like, this is so good, I love it, I can't wait to see what they do. And then they introduced Sean, and I'm like, so downhill from there. It was so downhill from that. Yeah, it's okay. I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5 on Comic Geeks, but could have been a lot better. I still am gonna finish out Rebirth, but yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through Rick Grayson, guys. It's not looking good. But Humphreys, I'm excited for Humphreys' run. I really love Green Lantern Rebirth, so maybe I'll really like that too. Anyways, let's go into the library now. Alright, back in from the library. I got some comics and I got a book. I've been trying to like diversify what I've been reading. I've read a book and a manga already this year. Ajin Demi-Human. I was looking for the physical copies here. They have it completely online on Hoopla, but I wanted to read it physically because like this manga, I need to show it to you when I get home. It is amazing. Like it is probably going to become like my favorite manga of all time, or just like my favorite manga of 2026 in general. Like it is phenomenal. I cannot wait to show it to you guys, but they didn't have any physical copies here. I'm just going to read it online on Hoopla, I think. But I'm trying to diversify when I'm reading. Like we're doing more than just comics on the channel, reading books, reading manga, we're watching movies, TV shows, music, all the above. But the one book I did get was Lotus Empire by Tasha Siri. I read the first book, I loved it with all my heart. I just bought the second one for half price the other day, and now I have the third one from the library, so I'll be able to read the entire series by the end of January, so I'll get to reading that soon. And then for the comics, I got what I've been wanting to get for the longest time, Ultimate X-Men. I have been looking for the series everywhere. Every time I go to the library, I'm like, why don't they have the first volume? They had all 3 of the volumes here, and I cannot wait to read this. Peach Momoko is the writer and the artist. I wonder if she does her own coloring too. Let me see. Because I feel like this coloring style, it reminds me of like Dust in the Winds, and okay, well it doesn't say. It just has writer and artist, but it doesn't have like colorist on there. So I'm guessing she does the coloring for her comic if they don't have it like explicitly stated on there. So that is really cool. I cannot wait to read this. I know a lot of people rave about it and they think it's like the most amazing thing ever, so I'm super excited. I also don't know anything about the X-Men really, so it's all gonna be a surprise to me. But I did read Ultimate Wolverine and I know what happened to like Jean and Cyclops, so I hope the other X-Men fared better fates than that, because that was really terrible what they did to them in Ultimate Wolverine. Okay, and then finally, I was so excited to see this. I've actually never read this before. I've only seen the movie. Batman Under the Red Hood. This is like my favorite DC animated movie. I was so excited to see this. I'm really excited to read because I know this is revered as like Red Hood's best story. I know he hasn't had like a very consistent history of writing, but I know everyone like really does think this is like one of the best Red Hood stories. So I'm super excited. I know Judd Winnick is the main author on this, writer, I should say. This is the deluxe edition, so it's going to collect Batman issues 635 through 650, Red Hood, The Lost Days 1 through 6, more issues of Batman 617 through 618. Ooh, and a brand new introduction by Judd Winnick, the script and panels to Batman 635 and never before the scenes, oh my god, I can't read, never before seen behind the scenes material. I love it whenever they show like the scripts and how they write for stuff, because I feel like writing comic scripts would be so hard because you're trying to like match it to the panels and you have to make sure it flows well. Oh, they even have the designs. Yeah, this is gonna be so cool. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm super excited to read this. I always dog on Jason Todd because he usually gets like the short end of the stick in writing situations and like comic runs. So I'm super excited to read a story where everyone is like, no, this is a banger. So I'm probably gonna finish this by Wednesday, honestly. And same with these. I'm gonna go home and read all of these today. And then I'm gonna start my wonderful, wonderful Tasha Suri book. But yeah, upset they didn't have Ajin Demi-Human in like a physical copy, but honestly I'll just read it on Hoopla, and that way I have like more time to read it on Hoopla too. But I am very happy with my picks today. Okay, here's the manga I was talking about, Ajin Demi-Human. This is incredible. It's by Gaman Sakurai, I think that's how you say his name. I love the artwork in it. It is so fast-paced. It is action-packed. The fights are so cool throughout this. The only way I can describe it is like, it's kind of like the movie Edge of Tomorrow, where it was Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. He gets infected by like an alien, and like every time he dies, it resets the entire day. But instead, the demi-humans, whenever they die, they get reset in the moment. So like, it's used as like a battle tactic throughout the entire story. During fights, demi-humans will be like injured. They have a high pain tolerance too, so like, because they're always dying. Like whenever they get injured, like they lose an arm, break their fingers or something like that, they'll immediately like themselves and reset in the middle of battle to like get a better advantage, and it's just so cool. And another thing to add to the demi-humans' immortality, they expel this stuff called like black matter, and it creates these black ghosts, and they can use them and channel them to fight each other. It is so cool. The designs for the ghosts are always incredible so far. I mean, just look at it. It's so amazing. But the main character in this is called Kay. He's a high schooler. He's not like your picture perfect protagonist too, which I also love. And it makes him really unpredictable throughout the story. So it's not like a very formulaic story either. I think Sakurai does a really good job of like keeping everyone on their toes, and it's just good writing. It's just good writing. That's the only way I can explain it. Like, it's not like a shock value book where they're like going crazy every second. Like, it's just a unique and new story. And that's all I can explain it really. I just think you should read it. It's amazing. I think everyone should read Ajin Demi-Human. It should become the book of 2026. It's so good. But yeah, the demi-humans, identical to humans other than that mortality thing and the black matter stuff. They're also being hunted down by like the government because the government wants to experiment on them, and the experiments that the government is doing them are like despicable and nasty and terrible throughout the book. If you don't like gruesome things, I definitely don't recommend this though. And it's one of those things where like, I really truly hope humanity would not get to that point. Like, if demi-humans were like something real in this world, I really hope we wouldn't become that depraved and like insensitive to the demi-humans, because they're so terrible to them in this book. They are so terrible to them. And there's even like a corporate element to it at the end of the story, which I won't say, which was also just like, why would humanity be like that? So it's such a good read. I also finished Yellowface by R.F. Kuang a couple days ago too, and this is also another really good book. Anyways, I just had to get that off my chest because that is such a good manga. I know a lot of people don't like the anime, but the manga is amazing. Like, the manga is incredible. Definitely read it. But here is everything that I read in the month of December. Bye.